Hello, and welcome to A Viewer's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. You can see I am in my new space. Finally, I am so excited. Of course, there's going to be a lot more stuff going up behind me and everything, but this is my new editing space, and over there, that way is my booth. I'm so thrilled to be coming to you today. It is April 27th, 2022, and it is the first video in my new studio at my new house. So I am absolutely thrilled to be here and making this video. And I thought that this would be a good time to talk about something that, I have, I think, struggled with my whole life, and with my business, my voiceover business, it has been a constant thing on my mind, especially when I'm helping other people on, how you can actually get more voiceover work, right? Because that's our whole job, and I think that a lot of us do we work so hard on our craft, and we need to, right? It's important. But the one thing that most of us are not very good at, that the people who are some of the most successful voiceover artists out there, or business owners in general, right, is sales. And I know this is, it's always like a kind of a taboo topic, because none of us want to be a sticky salesman type of person. Sorry, they're still cutting, they're still working in the house, but I'm in my studio. But anyways, a lot of people don't want to be that type of salesman or sticky salesman. But I think for me, the takeaway and what I named this video is that a lot of us are not succeeding, I think, because we are really afraid to fail. And that fear has been ingrained in us since we went to school, right? Since our when we were young, because in school, right, we go and we take a test, we get graded, and the whole point is don't fail. Don't fail. Don't get an F, right? And if you fail, you're screwed, right? You're screwed. That's all you chance you get. And I think that's not real life, right? Real life is quite different. And so I think we've been taught this idea, that we shouldn't fail. So because that's ingrained in us, we are afraid to fail enough in order to succeed. So me, if you've watched any of the things that I do or listen to my podcast, I kind of always try to look at things interesting or differently, and if you look at it from an opposite standpoint, right, about, how much am I failing, can determine how much I succeed. Okay, so here's a perfect example. Let's boil it down to auditions. So I've had David Cicerelli on the podcast a couple times, CEO of Voices.com. And David is always is a very analytical person. He has a lot of stats and stuff. So he always brings the stats that people who audition 7 times a day, right, are more likely to make at least $20,000 more than the people who don't. Okay, and I think to myself, when I audition, I don't like getting back rejection. I don't like not hearing from someone. I don't like being shortlisted and then I don't get casted. It's frustrating and it feels like failure. However, if you think about it, if you were to ask me, why am I not succeeding? And I'd say, well, how are your sales? Because if you want to stop and think about it, our auditioning is us selling ourselves, right? And the reality is And if you've ever been in a sales job, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The reality is, and I know this might belittle some of what we do, and it's not intended to, but a lot of what we do can be boiled down to numbers, meaning that how many auditions are you actually doing a day, right? Are you doing one, two? Did you get to four? You set a goal for 10 auditions today, but you're only doing 2 to 4. And then something comes up or whatever because it's not fun, but more importantly, you're not winning any, right? So we're kind of like, we feel like we're failing. But the reality is that getting that 10 a day, 15, 20, and you're right, you might not all be able to get it from voices.com. You might have to seek out other voice 123. Yes, these cost money, but that is a part of what we do, right? There is times where we have to invest. But remember, you're investing in yourself with the knowledge that you are going to do the things that you need to do in order to be successful. So again, are you failing enough? Most people are not failing fast enough. I love this phrase. I got that from Robert Kiyosaki. And, he's played, his books and everything, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, have played a big part in my life. And this idea, that it talks about not failing fast enough, right? Meaning like if you're going to fail, right, and you want to be successful, we're all going to fail, right? That's part of it. But how much are you failing and how fast are you failing? Do you fail once and be like, that's it? Or, are you willing to fail multiple times? Are you willing to fail 10 to 20 times a day? Right? If you are willing to fail faster, you will be successful faster. I love that, what is that saying when they asked, what was it? Was it I don't know if it was Barry Bonds or it was. Anyways, it was a home run Hall of Famer, and they asked him, what's the secret to your success? You know what I mean? And he said, I struck out 7 out of the 10 times I was at bat. And they're like, what are you talking about? He said, well, if I go up to bat and I strike out 7 out of the 10 times, that means I hit 3 home runs, and I'll be in the Hall of Fame. Or you'll be in the Hall of Fame. And it's always an interesting way to look at it because we are so worried, all of us, we're so worried about making a mistake. We're so worried about something horrible happening that it often freezes us from doing the things that are necessary to move forward. Now, you've heard this idea in all sorts of different places, right? Very famous, and I've talked about it sometimes, Grant Cardone and the 10X. You hear this a lot from a lot of different, gurus or whatever about people talking about how to be successful, right? But it boils down to this idea of sales, right? The idea of sales, right? And the 2 rules of sales is ask questions, never give up. All right? You have to continue doing this over and over and over again. Okay? And you have to do it a lot. The faster you fail, the faster you're going to be successful. Another example of this idea is, whenever I work with someone in my mentorship program and we work one-on-one, one of the big things we focus on is this very thing, getting yourself out there to all sorts of platforms and websites, online and social and all these things so that you have business coming in from a lot of places, but only because you are putting yourself out there so much, right, that you're going to get business. If no one ever sees you, or knows you exist, you're never going to get work no matter how good you are, right? And I love the idea too, something about, think about some of the best, you notice how they say best-selling authors, not best writing authors, right? Because we've read some books, and us as audiobook narrators, we've narrated some books or listened to some and be like, man, this is written poorly, but yet it's #1 seller, right? Remember, selling is a part of what we do, and part of sales for us is literally auditioning. And the more auditions you do, the faster you fail, the more successful you are. Listen, I hope this was an interesting way today to look at things and to really look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I failing fast enough? Am I doing enough right now to be successful? All right, listen, you guys, thank you so much as always. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Also, if you are looking to learn and educate yourself, because I am a firm believer in education, I've been my whole life, and the importance of it. All right, check out a link below to our VO's Journey Elite Academy. It's absolutely, I think, my personal opinion, some of the best education and voiceover that you can get to really help you, grow your business, start and grow your business. We have a plan, a blueprint for doing that. And, through our coaching, our coaches and everything in our weekly sessions, you'll definitely get there. Thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. It is so good to be coming to you from a new studio. Many, many more videos to come. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.